Diversity to me is important, and it's making sure that you are including everyone, again with inclusivity, but letting those voices in people be seen, not just there in the background. Diversity is showing and allowing those voices to be heard and uplifted.
Diversity means different type of people, different colors of life, and yet going together. Oh, it is very important to learn and explore different aspects of life for human being, to get to know each other and to know about each other, to know about different culture. So it is important. It is very important.
So I think diversity to me, as I've gotten more mature, it just encompasses a lot more than just skin color. I think we live in a very, I do believe we live in a very diverse area. I work at the university hospital, and I work with some of the most amazing people. I've learned about cultures I didn't even know existed, languages I didn't even know existed. So I think our experiences is actually what makes our experiences are what actually makes us diverse.
Diversity means everybody has their own opinions. Whatever your choices are in life, that's what you have to live with.
Allyship to me means being kind, being supportive, being respectful and responsible to those people that you care about.
I think it's important as an ally to not only be to support equality and equity, but to promote that equity. It's not just a passive act. It's an active. It's important to be an activist as an ally. It's important to show that allyship, and I think that's the importance of being an ally.
Being an ally is coming together and working together with others, and just being supportive, being there, anything that they need, any voice I can lift up. Being that I am a white cis woman, I have a little bit more of a voice and people hear me a little bit more. So if I can lift up the voice of those who are marginalized as an ally, I feel like that's what allyship is lifting up those who can't be heard.
Intentionally including people of different races, ethnicities, religions, genders, sexual orientations, disabilities, and backgrounds on city boards, in city staffing, in policing, and in decision-making processes. We should examine city policies and procedures that impact people who are not in the dominant social group to see if there are implicit biases embedded in city policies and procedures. Accepting is more than tolerating. It is allowing people with differences to live their lives freely in their differences. Promote examples of welcoming and inclusive practices for city departments, residents, schools, businesses, faith communities, etc., and highlight effective practices. Pay attention to negative practices and encourage new ones.
I think our community can do a lot of things. I think this little event's a good example. I don't think we need to do anything huge. I don't think we need to have anything big, but these little community outings are great for everyone, I think. It allows more personal connections. I feel safe and supported in Marion just because I feel like I have a good support system of people that care about me, but I can't speak on behalf of everyone. Everyone has a different story.
Well, I figure we're all here in America. We should all live to help each other.
Genuine dialogue and engagement with these different groups. I can't remember what the initiative was called, but there was a documentary made about a group that facilitated dinners at people's home between two very dissimilar or even opposite groups of people. That has always felt like such a good way to facilitate open and genuine dialogue and engagement. I feel like what I've heard is that many, especially folks of color, feel unwelcome because of law enforcement. I know that there has been work done in this arena already, but it seems like changes within that is a big opportunity to be more welcoming and equitable.
First of all, the very first thing is to talk to each other, to know each other, rather than being on... I'm not against social media or any online thing, but the first thing is to talk to each other.
My ex-husband is Hispanic. My kids are biracial, multiracial, and it's actually really sad. But my oldest boy, when he was in middle school, was called a dirty Mexican by his friends, and it was very hurtful. And then my middle son had some issues as well. In school, people assumed that he was either bisexual or gay, and he had a boy carve a piece into his neck when he was sitting in school one day. So also devastating and hard to see your kids struggle with any sort of discrimination.
As a disabled veteran, I was not given adequate accommodations in my workplace. I see discrimination daily, even hourly, like a friend not getting promoted even if more qualified than a lesser qualified person who was cisgendered.
I won't say I was discriminated, but yes, I sometimes keep be seen a different person in good way. People come to me to know more about me, so that is that I don't think it is discriminating. It just curiosity. They want to know about me.
I have noticed that we are still stereotyping people of color or people that may be different than them, even if it's something as simple as somebody may cross the street when passing along the street, or I've seen people, like in grocery stores, move aisles because they didn't want to go down a certain aisle that somebody who may be different than them. And I think that those are times where we can call it out and make sure that and say, this is wrong. It was obvious that you wanted to go down that aisle and that you didn't want to interact with that person, and that person's no different than you.
I identify as a member of the LGBTQ community. I've never felt like I've been necessarily discriminated against. Sometimes I feel like I might be treated differently. I have a bunch of guy friends and we hang out. When I told them, it was a little different. They're a little further back, a little less eager to give me a hug before I left. But
I have and do certainly face sexism, but for the most part, this is not applicable to me as a white woman. I definitely recognize more situations in which I have privilege than I do not. Someone I worked with who was a woman of color said she would never again drive to or through Marion because she had been profiled and pulled over before. I have lived in Marion for 2 years and have thoroughly enjoyed my time living here. I want others to have that same experience regardless of their background. I do feel safe, sure. Does everyone else? It's really hard for me to say. I would love to say that our community has come a long way, even while acknowledging that there is a long, long way to go. But that's really easy for me to say, and I don't think a middle-aged white dude should be speaking for everyone. I feel safe, but not as much supported. I don't feel represented. Cedar Rapids has a bunch of fests that bring Latinos and Asian people together, but I don't see that in Marion.
I believe in that, we all are Americans and we all should live together and respect one another no matter what you are or what you believe in. As long as you put God first.
I think as a whole, Marion does a wonderful job in just the embracing people of all diversities. What I would really like to see is embracing those with disabilities a little bit better. I do have a kiddo with, he's on the spectrum, and he definitely has some disabilities that I feel we could be more supportive of in the community, particularly, as he gets older, things worry me about, how he handles, police, or, how, if he were approached in that kind of situation, how he might respond and how they might respond to how he responds. So I would like to see growth as far as that, embracing people with different abilities.
I love the idea of pushing the Marion Equity Statement. It's needed now more than ever.